Good morning, and today we are in the bathroom. My goodness. Yes, it's a morning when we're in the bathroom. Anyway, as I was hooping, it occurred to me that, as frequently happens when I'm hooping, it occurred to me that I have a number of trust issues. And I was thinking to myself, how come and why is this? And it occurred to me that, you know, way back at the beginning of time for me, I learnt that basically my parents couldn't be trusted and my siblings couldn't be trusted. My parents couldn't be trusted because they packed me off to Nigeria and blatantly lied to me about a number of things. And my siblings couldn't be trusted because they were in on the story, but they never told me what was happening. And then later on, or earlier on actually, there was issues to do with sexual abuse. So, what with all that going on, it's hardly surprising that from the very foundation I have issues to do with trust. I noticed that if people expect to trust me, or if people feel they can trust me, I feel as if I'm under a lot of pressure. I'm probably not under a lot of pressure, but sometimes it feels like that, I suppose, because I felt that I could trust people, but then inevitably, because people are people, I have been let down. For example, with previous partners, and not just to do with matters of fidelity either, because let's face it, people shag, that's really not an issue. But it's just like when people say they will do something or they will be something and then they're not. But it fundamentally does come down yet again to my parents and not feeling when I was younger and at a time when I really needed to be able to trust people, i.e., in my early years and in my teens. I just did not feel that I could. And I think that rocked my emotional boat to such a deep, intense foundation. I'm still living with the consequences like 40, 50, heading towards 60 years later. And that's quite unnerving to know that something that happened way back then still has such an impact now. I only hope I have never done anything that destructive and boat rocking to my own son Z. I really, really hope I haven't. Or indeed to any of my friends, though I'm sure I probably have because, you know, people fuck up, me included. And even though we don't intend to, we all still make horrendous and hurtful mistakes. And I can acknowledge this with regard to my parents, that they probably didn't intend to hurt me. But I wonder if they actually thought about how much they were hurting me at all and then made that decision. I actually don't think they understood really the concept of hurting one of their children to that degree, because I can't imagine that if they'd understood the impact that it would have and it would lead to me not talking to them for the last 10 or 15 years of their lives, that they would have still taken the actions that they did. And with regard to the sexual abuse from my brothers and from Shay as well, my sister, well, you know, that, it feels to me as if that can be sorted. I'm much more forgiving of that and I'm much more understanding of that than I am of the stuff to do with my parents. That doesn't mean I condone it and that doesn't mean it was okay, but I can kind of understand how in a totally fucked up, horrendous family we all lived, that kind of shit went down. And as I've said before, I don't know if had I had younger siblings, I would not have inflicted the same kind of sexual abuse upon them. That's weird, that, isn't it? That I can actually deal with that, but I can't deal with some other stuff. But I suppose that's just the nature of life. Some stuff we can work through and some stuff we can't. That does leave me wondering. It's very, 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 very peculiar, that. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Issues to do with trust. It's come up with partners. It's left me incredibly fucked up. Incredibly fucked up. And I know it. But it's only now that I can honestly say that I'm recognizing it more. I think as I'm older and as maybe some stuff is settling down, or I'm getting to see myself a little bit more from the outside or something. It's easier to acknowledge now. It's not necessarily easier to deal with, but it is easier to acknowledge now. And I will try my hardest to ensure that I don't create that kind of almighty momentous fuck up and carry on that cycle. I really hope I haven't done that with my son, or as I said, indeed, with any of my friends or any members of my family. But it does make for, a very interesting viewing and not necessarily interesting in a good way. So that's what I wanted to say today. I'm sure there will be more on that. The title will just be Trust. Okay, catch you later. Have a good Saturday.